All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Castlevania Order of Ecclesia, run by Brooke. Take it away.
Hi, what's up everybody? I'm Brooke. I'm joined here by Rom Scout, classic and modern Castlevania speedrunner. So we have plenty of time to talk once the run starts, so I'm ready in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so Order of Ecclesia, kind of the last real Castlevania game that ever came out. Also one of the most brutal hard ones. It was kind of a return to form of the traditional level-based style. It's kind of like a hybrid level-based and Metroidvania style Castlevania.
Also has very little of the game taking place in a castle, as we'll see. But yeah, this game does have quite a few departures from many of the previous games that came out between Symphony of the Night and now. It has, rather than like a traditional MP bar, it has something much closer to a stamina bar like you'd expect later on in the Souls games. Refills very quickly, and literally every movement, not the backdash, but every single thing you do with any glyphs, which are the weapons and equipment that you put on throughout the game. You can see the stamina bar going down very quickly just off of these knife cancels on the dashes, but very quickly those get obsoleted by a better way of backdash canceling. So yeah, this is the first stage, the monastery. And
Gonna open a warp here to come back and make the backtrack quicker later.
yeah,
So
there's
I'm
a lot
gonna
of
do
damage.
something here I wouldn't do in a normal PB. Open this chest, get a meat. Okay, that's actually pretty good. So these brown chests can have a variety of things. From Scout, do you want to talk about what specifically I'm looking for in a brown chest?
Yeah. So throughout the run, you'll be teleporting back to town to save time on backtracking when you need to, and the way to do that is an item called the magical ticket. So brown chests have random drops in them, and in a few of the early areas in the run, magical ticket is a potential drop from there. And even going out of your way a little bit to get these extra checks is still a bit of a time save over only checking a few of them and not getting a single magical ticket drop. Because,
Hey, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
I only technically need one, and I can buy the rest from a store, but having one enables me to do a faster route. So that's awesome that we got it.
Yeah, you can already see a ton of damage boosting this run. Just no regard whatsoever for the HP meter.
Yeah.
And that's just part of the fun of this run. There's not a whole lot, because it's a stage-based game, there's not a whole lot in the way of huge major sequence breaks like you see in some of the other Metroidvania-style ones.
In fact, this one's
very,
completely
very
glitchless.
yeah, true.
So going to our first boss here. We're using the magnet to hover up on the wall to avoid his attack that covers basically the whole screen.
Yeah, and you can see deplete the entire stamina bar there, and then having to wait on it to refill. That's the most optimal way to attack on these types of bosses that take a lot of hits. So a little bit higher on the DPS.
I think I can kill off this, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I also got
Pretty
the
clean start.
Yeah. If you beat the boss without getting hit, you get a medal. Does not do anything, but it's cool to
So
have.
this is an all medals run, right? That's what we're
Hopefully. It's actually, well, this is getting a little too technical to talk about. It's technically slower to get the medals, but it's fun to get them in a marathon. But in a PB attempt, I would actually get hit on purpose to not spawn a medal, because it causes lag. But by beating that boss, we unlocked Waigal Village, which is kind of like our main hub area, and we're gonna rescue our very first villager. This is going to be a true ending run, so we have to rescue all the villagers.
Yeah, I
And
believe there's 13 scattered around all of the stages, and that's what allows you to unlock the final area.
so the dashing I'm doing now is with an item called Magnesium, which is the magnet thing that allows you to attach on the magnets. Here I'm going to pick up a hammer glyph. Glyphs are just the types of weapons you use. The reason Magnesium dashing is so good is because I use a special control binding that allows me to basically just mash X and Y on the DS and get really fast backdashes.
Yeah, it's really smart. Oh, there you go, another magical ticket. I think we're all set for the run. Like, got some pretty cozy time saves going on now.
Yeah, so getting 2 magical tickets is really good because it means I can buy 1 less, which means I can buy more meat at the shop. Like Ram said, healing items are very scarce in this game. So the only one you can buy is meat. You can do quests to unlock more items at the shop, but by default the only one you can get is meat, which only recovers a measly 29 HP, which is going to be barely anything by the time we get to late game.
Yeah, you don't really level up off of much. There may be like 1 scarce level up here or there throughout the run outside of bosses, but really you're just going boss to boss, and that's the only experience you're getting. So the entire run stays risky because they do expect you to kill more enemies than what you're seeing here.
I am killing these guys because they can drop an extra meat, which would be nice. The merman. But it's pretty rare. I didn't get it, but it's fine. Oops. So a cool thing about this stage is these waves are actually on a global cycle from when you turn on the game. So they're going to be a little different every run you do.
Yeah, those swordfish have trolled many a run before.
Going into the stage in a PB attempt, you're often at very low HP. Like just enough that the swordfish will kill you. So it can be a scary thing. So here we're going into the Minera Prison Island, and this one actually starts off with the boss, and then you do the level. Here I'm going to do a lightning fast menu. Menuing is a really important part of this game, but we'll get into that later, because now we need to talk about the boss. So much like in real life, if you're above a skeleton, it'll go behind you. It'll start walking backwards. It's really weird, but it works just like in real life. So, whenever this guy puts his foot down, I'm going to try and be above him.
Yeah, this boss does have other attacks, obviously, but they're entirely predictable, which is kind of what led to discovering, hey, we can just make him walk backward.
Yeah.
That's
Also,
a
I'll
little easier.
get his medal. Sure, why not?
All right, all medals run. That's what we're going for at this point.
Okay, I got hit here, but there's a save coming up, so it's fine. I was probably going to take that save anyway.
Yeah, you can see a really cool thing with the damage boosts is that the invincibility frames actually last long enough that you can sometimes dash through like 2-3 enemies occasionally.
Another magical ticket. Well,
if only this was happening in a PB attempt, right?
yeah.
Isn't this the opposite of marathon luck?
and a sage out of the chest could get potions if you needed to later on.
That is
That's
true.
a quest completion.
I will not. That would be pretty slow, but I could, actually. That's a good point.
Yeah, if it comes to it.
Hopefully we won't get to that. This invisible man, yeah, you can get a little boost off of him.
Ooh, this is definitely a tricky thing to do when you're going fast, to try and get the items to open up right as you're falling off screen. So coming up after this, it's the first of 3 major Dracula-themed power-ups that you get. This one's called Dominus Hatred. All 3 of them actually get a lot of action in this run. Well, the second one not as much, but
Yeah, they all
pretty
get
big moment.
yeah.
But you'll see that in a little bit after it's equipped. But the unique thing about them is that instead of using your stamina, all of them use your HP.
Oh, they use
you
both.
Actually...
But yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, they use both, and you do have to be very, very cognizant of how much HP you have left, because you can actually game over using them.
Yes, there's no accidentally don't kill yourself prevention. You can have a kill yourself button in this game if you're not careful. So here I'm going to pick up the Falcius glyph, which is a sickle glyph. As we all know, fish are weak to sickles, so when I do the fish level later, it'll be important. And here's the actual hardest boss in the game. Nice.
Oh, got him. And his buddy.
Yeah,
so
I
the
need...
Tin Man
yeah.
is usually supposed to be like a very hard to kill enemy here, and they probably expect, at least your first time visiting this, that a lot of people will just try and bypass it instead or not trigger it. This is cool. If you go off screen but hear the little ding, then you still get the item from that chest, which is the ability to switch slots. So you can have 3 different equipment setups now, but you don't have to read the little text box for it. But yeah, the Tin Man dropped the Strength Ring, which is just, as it sounds, a huge boost to your strength, and is going to be worn for most of the run.
So we're coming up on the auto-scroller boss. Despite it being an auto-scroller, it actually starts off with one of the hardest tricks in the run, which is the phase 1 skip. I can skip a phase of this boss. Let me focus for a second on this. Hopefully I get it. I missed it. So the way this works is you need to get a Dominus double hit, and the way you do that is by having it hit on the way up and the way down.
Yes, you can see how powerful that Dominus hatred is, though. That's definitely used quite a bit in this run, to like tank a bit of HP in order to get a massive AoE attack.
But yeah, it would have skipped him slamming into the wall. It's like a 6-second time save. So for a marathon, not a huge deal. It's just a nice, cool thing to show off. Other than that, the rest of this is just climbing, waiting for him, and then attacking. So if you have any donations or plugs, now is an excellent time.
Fantastic. We have one donation here from Virix for $15 who says, "Been a while since I heard a ROM Scout commentary. Nostalgia abounds. Awesome to see an Ecclesia run, as my only experience with the game has been watching randomizers. Best of luck with the run, Brooke. I swear I'll get into Order of Ecclesia eventually."
Thank you.
The randomizer for this game is really wild.
Yeah. It's an open world rando, so every level is available from the beginning. It's pretty cool. I've never actually completed a seed. I'm not like a huge rando girl, but it's cool. I think it's one of the better randomizers for Castlevania. Also, shouts to Barracks, very talented new up-and-coming Aria of Sorrow Julius runner.
Oh, yeah. That's some good stuff right there.
May I make one quick plug?
Yeah, sure thing.
Go for it.
All right, want to once again plug the incentive for the clothing choice in Hello Kitty Roller Rescue. That run is going to be coming up in a couple hours here. So you can choose the clothing worn in Linkemeister's Hello Kitty Roller Rescue run. Currently we have $30 on denim and nothing on swimsuit. Just saying, Hello Kitty in a swimsuit is incredibly cute. If you want to see that, get your donations in now.
I can agree with all of that. Let's do it. Alright, that was a second instance of grabbing an additional power-up without having to read the text box.
Also the
I don't think
last...
there's any more.
Yeah, that's the last one.
So yeah, sometimes it's faster to take damage boosts to get through enemies, and in a lot of the water areas, especially with your slower movement, it's actually faster to just pop that Dominus and make everything on the screen explode. You'll see a good mixture of both in here.
Grab a heart max up. Hearts are going to be very important. I need 120 by the end of the run, and each heart max up gives you 10 more. You start with 50, so I'm going to be grabbing 7 of them. I can do math. Okay, these octopi are actually really scary.
Yeah, they can change.
Yeah.
I mean, you got down to 38 there without even like doing much.
They can actually like one-tap you because what they can do, and it happened to me earlier today, it's the reason I saved before I came here, is they'll hit you, they'll knock you into their ink, and then they'll knock you back into the body and then back into the ink, and it's basically a one-shot. It's pretty silly.
Yeah, it's awful. This is one of the core uses of Dominus Hatred in the run, to actually grab a glyph in the corner over there without having to actually go down there. That's the Scutum, or the shield glyph, and it can be used either for another way of backdash canceling or just as a flat-out shield. It's special that uses hearts instead of like the giant hammer swings you see to attack. It's special, just makes you completely invincible for a little bit, which is very useful in the run. And then even if you just hold the shield out and take a damage boost, it does less damage to you. So overall, like one of the most useful glyphs in the game for this.
Yep. Especially in later areas when HP is tight. So, Timeo Mountains, pretty cool area. I like the music here a lot. Gonna be taking a damage boost in this room. This room is kind of cycle-based. There's this horsey that goes back and forth. And I'm gonna try and jump over him like that. But otherwise, I just bait out these stalagmites. And here I'm going to break open a secret wall to get the Empress Ring.
Yeah, it's another major stat boost that'll be coming into play for a majority of the run. And really, there's not too many other rings other than, like, you know, potentially the tower ring that really come into play. You're not going to see a whole lot of equipment switches.
Yeah, equipment's not really a big part of this run. You get 2 armors, 1 faceplate, and 1 shoe, like boot equipment. So, there's not a ton of equipment swapping like Rom said. So in a PB attempt, I would not be going back to Weigel Village in between every level, but it's really quick, and it gives you a full heal and a save.
Yeah, it's what makes this so approachable at all for new players. I think, like, when I was starting out this run, I would die like 5-6 times per run, but you'd always have a quick reset there. So definitely makes it approachable if you ever want to learn the speedrun.
Do you have time for a quick donation?
Yeah, sure thing.
Go for it.
All right, we have a $10 donation from Reign of SOTN, which I assume is Symphony of the Night. I see you
Hey,
like
Rain.
to play Castlevania. I can approve any DS-vania, especially one with axe armors, playable or not. With that, we have gone over $1,800 in total donations. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome.
For
Nice.
continued support for Save the Music.
This is the best room in the game?
Yeah, thank you, Rain. Rain, for everyone else's reference, to maybe get some insight there, did some work on speedrunning the Axe Armor mode from Portrait of Ruin. So
Rain also been speedrunning since like before I was born, so
yeah, probably. I mean, he taught me how to speedrun a couple of these games early on in my time.
So Skeleton Cave, a very dangerous area in the run. You can take a lot. Everything here hits hard.
Yeah,
and you can only
shield's
take a
gonna
few
be-
hits.
That shield's gonna be brought out multiple times in order to reduce the damage boost. Yeah, one of the trickier things with routing any of the DSVanias really is just that a lot of the enemies, like, not these little popcorn enemies here, but a lot of the enemies that have any beef to them at all have, like, way too much HP to deal with. So you have to very delicately route out where you're actually choosing to fight something or to just do this.
Oops.
And like our other skeleton boss that we saw earlier in the game, Maneater also is not very smart, so... Although, I'm not sure if using the Dominus really resets the... Okay, yeah, doesn't, so...
Yeah.
Occasionally you do see Maneater attack, but...
Usually you kill him too quickly because he has so many hitboxes on him and they all tie to 1 HP pool. So here we finally get double jump. aka ordinary rock. So I need to menu first.
Yeah, this is where you start seeing the magical tickets come into play.
So I could have
You could use one here too.
Oh, I could actually if I wanted to, but I won't. Just because, I don't know. Not used to it.
That's fair.
That was a big brain of you, though. I could have done that.
Yeah, so right now, Brooke's going on a little bit of a detour to go rescue some villagers from previous areas that you didn't have access to until double jump. And you'll be seeing that shield glyph come into play here to just dash right through rocks that normally knock you back a really long way. So yeah, you can pretty much see, like, every glyph, like, out in the open that's in your way pretty much gets used in this run at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Something I mentioned earlier in chat and want to say now, the rolling dash, that is just so stylish. I just love looking at that.
Yep. So our main movement until about 40 minutes in, and then we get something else. So you see it for a good while.
Yeah, Shanoa's definitely got some flashiness to her speedrun. A little more than other Castlevania characters.
Yeah, for a long time, I've been speedrunning Castlevania games since 2015, and for a long time this was like my game I was too scared to run because I thought it was too hard. But like last year, I kind of got over that and decided to run it, and it's been really fun.
Yeah, it's certainly very technical and very risky for most of the route, so yeah, props for learning it and doing so well on it.
I think... Hold on, I have to do math. I think I one
You
more.
still need to buy, to buy the boots.
Yeah, so there we buy the battle boots. The only boots we're gonna buy in the run. And that was also the only shop visit I'm gonna do in the run. Because I lucked out so good on the magical tickets. So now we're going to water level number 2, Somnus Reef. This one has one really cool room in it, but most of it is just boring water level.
Yeah, it's definitely got some riskiness with those starfishes rolling around.
Mm-hmm. Almost everything here will curse or poison you. Or not curse, but poison. Here I pick up the reinforced suit, which is the first of 2 armors that I mentioned. Here I can barely slide under this starfish to get to this secret room where there's a villager.
Really slow. Yeah, and then one of the starfish just doesn't spawn coming back out of the wall. Maybe because it starts on the wall, I forget.
Yeah, something like that. Alright, so we're coming up on the first, like, really hard fight of the run, which is the fish lady. She has an attack that is borderline unreactable. Oops. Whoa, what am I doing? Okay, there we go.
It definitely takes some learning. This is the one, if you ever start learning to speedrun, you'll find out, oh yeah, I really need to learn everything about these bosses a little better.
Is that gonna hit me? No, good.
That was close.
Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna hit me, so.
Whew. Well, you're definitely making this medal exciting.
Nice.
That was clean. Yeah, they didn't use the hair attack at all. That's the only other attack I think Rusalka has, but...
Or she has the water cannon, but you should never see that if you manipulate her correctly.
Yeah. If you ever see the water cannon, there's some stuff that went wrong. But yeah, that was a really clean fight.
Yeah.
Pretty fast.
That, like, water attack where she shoots water at you, it's, like, really hard to distinguish between that and the hair flip attack, so you have to make a quick decision to either backdash or stay crouched. And something I should mention is you actually can't backdash out of a crouch in this game, so you have to let go of down and then backdash, which makes it even harder. It's not like Bloodstained where you can backdash out of a crouch.
Yeah, these games, in general, though, do have really tight controls, at least. So at least you're not having to, like, fully get up, and, like, for attack canceling, you don't have to see much of any attack animation before you start backdashing. So that is the nice thing about this. These games are a lot tighter than, like, Symphony of the Night, for instance. Very short jumping as possible. So, a lot of cool tricks.
Oh, oops, I did not mean to be on that glyph. Thankfully, I was at high HP.
Hey, couldn't have said anything, and it looked perfect. So the tower ring, which is grabbed right there, is a ring that eliminates knockback. You still take a ton of damage, and actually your iframes are kind of like diminished from that as well. So you could get chained really quickly if you're not careful, but obviously this is just to reduce the need to jump into the air, and you can basically just continue dashing through most enemies that aren't gigantic like that one.
Yeah, it's going to be really important later when we start, like, running through everything with our fast movement tech. And you'll understand what I mean by that later, because we are going to go fast later.
Oh yeah, this is slow. This is, like, not even close to what Shanoa is capable of later on.
And that's one thing I really like about this run is the progression. Like, you start off pretty weak and slow, but then by the end you're just, like, one-tapping bosses and moving around so fast. It's really cool.
Yeah, I definitely can't think of any other Castlevania game where you route out movement improvements as much as you do in this. Like, go out of your way for additional movement and skips.
This room's really annoying. Ectoplasms will curse you. Curse is the worst, like, status in this game because it removes your stamina meter entirely. So, but that basically completely gets rid of your ability to, but cancel your backdash, except by, like, jumping out of it, which is very slow. So I picked up the Volsicare, which is a sword glyph, the, like, medium level sword glyph. And here we're fighting Goliath, one of the other harder bosses in this game. If I keep my all-metal streak through this guy, then I'll be surprised.
Yeah, especially with this attack. This
yeah, there it is.
But yeah, everything has a little bit of a bigger hitbox than you would think as well. So makes it a little extra difficult to get the spacing right on these attacks.
He's so close, but I ran out of...
Yeah, he usually doesn't do that attack that often. So.
Yeah. Oh, let's not get hit by that. Yeah. He'll do that even after he's dead. So.
Yeah. Any attack that hits you after the bosses are dead still counts.
Yeah, this game does not have Shovel Knight mechanics. Where if you die at the same time as the boss, you win. Because this game was made before the invention of good game design. So.
Alright, so Dominus Anger, the second Dracula power-up. This one's kind of like, I guess, the super version of Hellfire from other games. Just you're basically throwing meteors at that thing.
It's only going to get one use, but it's a very important use.
It's a very, very good use.
Alright. So coming up in this ice cavern is a really stupid thing that should not be a thing. But, there's this waterfall, and I'm really bad at jumping through it. So there's a very good chance you're gonna see me fall down this waterfall right now, and I really hope it doesn't happen.
You're just building up the hype for when you get it. It's no problem. You got this.
It's not like it's frame perfect or anything.
Is it?
It's not.
Okay. It's like, I don't remember missing that often back in the day.
I mean, it's frame perfect in that you have to hold down the buttons for every frame. If you want to think about it that way.
Okay, that's fair.
That bat will always be there. I didn't react to it. I'm not that cool.
You're downplaying everything you're doing. I'm kind of sad. Like, this is a very impressive run so far. Don't take everything Brooke says too seriously. This is like some good stuff. Getting cursed there is extremely unlucky though, and now you can see what it happens when you get cursed and how slow you move.
Thankfully there's a save point right here. So I can use that to fill up on HP and get rid of my curse.
Hey, with all the good luck you've had so far in this run, that was bound to happen.
Yeah, I'll take that. Honestly, that happens most runs. So, it's like a lucky thing when it doesn't happen. I'm also going to refresh this room here. If I don't refresh this room, when I'm trying to absorb this glyph, I'll get hit by the birds. Or whatever they are. Yeah, they're birds.
Yeah, and I think if you're not wearing Tower Ring, it even like knocks you out of absorbing the glyph.
I do keep it on for this segment, though. You can choose to not put it on, but I opt to, because I often don't refresh that room. Alright, Oblivion Ridge. Surely there isn't a horrific RNG-based boss at the end of this level.
RNG in my Castlevania run?
Listen, it's no Toadstool, but it still ruins runs. Alright, so this is the boss with the very silly name of Grave Dorcas. But, he...
Perfect pronunciation, I'm sure.
Yeah. Probably Grave Dorcas or something in the original Latin.
Yeah, does anybody speak Latin in chat? You can help us with this.
I took a year of Latin in middle school. Anyway.
That counts.
Oops, I accidentally spun him on that side. So he alternates between popping out of the ground and doing like his Jaws attack where he does this. Just a threatening fin. But he can do a really annoying thing where he destroys the pillar in the center. And while that does allow you to wail on him, it opens up the possibility that he... Did he just do Jaws twice in a row?
He did.
I've never seen that. That's really weird.
Yeah, another thing to note about this fight, on the attack where he opens his mouth, Brooke's actually manipulating it because if you get too close...
What is he doing? He's only doing Jaws.
This is weird.
What is happening?
I've never seen this for this fight. This is pretty much the thing you don't want to happen.
Yeah, because you can really only hit him once when he does this. What is this? Okay, there we go. That was so weird. That's really bad. So, basically what just happened is I got this animation. How is he not dead, by the way? I hit him like a million times. Oh, you know why? That's why.
Oh, you had the tower? I didn't even realize. Oh well.
Maybe that's why he was doing the weird attack pattern.
Huh. That'd be a weird thing to trigger that, but... Alright, whatever, we just need to make the
no,
fight
he's
more
still
exciting.
doing the Jaws.
Yeah, I've never seen him do it this much before. This is the marathon walk that we were all waiting for. I didn't even know it was possible for this to happen. Something for passers to look into later.
Could you say that's never happened before by chance?
Yes, I would absolutely say that.
I don't think that's happened to anyone in the history of playing this game. I can confidently say that.
Okay, that was really slow, but I didn't die, so I'll take it. Though, honestly, that's probably the same speed as taking a death, but whatever.
Hey, we got to see something new. We got something out of it.
Yeah, that was an interesting marathon experience, that's for sure. So here's the final glyph, but Albus comes and steals it from us. Oh yeah, this game has a story. It's actually like a pretty good story too, but I don't know what it is, so...
And how do you know it's good?
Someone told me. I go
okay.
here. Someone I
believe that
trust.
person too.
Yeah. Might have been the same guy who said Black Panther was 25% on GameFAQs. I don't know. That was a little bit of a niche joke. Anyway, so there's actually a really technical thing with cutscenes in this game, where you have to time the press to skip them. Otherwise, you'll get a slow fade-out animation. I did not get the frame-perfect cutscene skip, unfortunately. That's like a really silly thing with this game. A Portrait also has it. Portrait of Ruin. So now we're in the swamp, because as you all know, I can only run games with swamp levels.
Oof.
I've heard you quite would like Dark Souls runs at that point.
I'll pass. Excuse me? Bringing out the shield here for a damage boost. So I could do Mystery Man around 80 HP, but not 37.
Not on 37.
I was gonna go back and heal anyway, actually. That's where I was going with that. Mystery Man around 80 HP would have been really risky.
That's probably using half your hearts to get there with the shield.
Yeah.
And the hearts are pretty important in this, so that's not really an option. They're actually one of the most technical boss kills in the run is coming up. A quick kill on Albus, and it is pretty much going to use all of Brooke's resources.
Also the hardest menu in the game right now. Oh god.
Yeah, there's a lot of menuing in this game.
Hopefully that's alright.
Yeah. So we open with the one use of Dominus Agni ever. He backs up at the start, and that's guaranteed, so that one usage there just tanked him like, I don't know, like a quarter of his HP or something. And the rest of this is going to be trying to manipulate his position to get really good damage on these specials as he walks away from you. A little bit of bad luck on the last one, but that's still fine.
Alright, from here on out, the fight's improv, so...
Ooh, that flame kick might have killed you if it
Nah, it was... Ooh, I got the medal. This is like an almost all boss medals round.
Almost.
I missed Grave Darkus and Goliath, yeah. Other than that, I've gotten every boss medal.
If you get it on Goliath, it's just luck, honestly.
Alright, so we got a very important glyph, the final Dominus glyph. And you want to talk about what's about to happen? Because
yeah,
I definitely can't talk while I do it.
Sure. So on the remaining boss fights in the game, Brooke is about to watch her HP completely tank to the ground and be probably frames away from death multiple times as do a combination of different glyphs, the ice and the sword here, to, as you can see, only get one attack off from Barlow, but you also saw the 16 remaining HP there.
Yeah.
So yeah, most boss fights remaining in the game are going to be exactly like that with different weapon combinations, and they're all incredibly risky because if you make one mistake, you're dead. That's just it. That's the run. So imagine doing this on PvP attempts. It's a very tight window there.
Yeah, and because we rescued all the villagers, we did unlock Dracula's castle.
So yeah, what the glyph does is it just skyrockets your stats. Like, you are doing a gazillion, I mean, I don't know the exact number, but like, you're doing way more damage than if you did not have that activated. So at this point, it's a necessity for the speedrun to make the boss fights not take multiple minutes.
You'll also notice I changed my controls. That's purely a preference thing. Doing the boss quick kills with my Magnesium dashing controls, which is the control set I had on before, is like near impossible. I tried to make it work for like hours, but I could never do it. So a quick control swap back to normal controls. That's also why I'm using the shield to dash from here on out.
Yeah, I don't know how much my brain would be able to adjust changing controls mid-run 2 or 3 times. It's pretty impressive.
May I slide in here for a second?
Sure thing.
Go for it.
Alright, I want to just plug some upcoming bid wars here. We have the character choice for Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the choice between Sonic and Knuckles. Knuckles is currently in the lead with $25 to nothing. So if you want to see the blue blur go out fast in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, get your donations in now. We also have the Wario Hop Showcase for Wario Land 4. If we reach $600 for that incentive, Mr. Shasta will play the Wario Hop minigame at the end of Wario Land 4, and it is a treat.
Yeah, you definitely want to see that. Alright, here we're getting another HP max up. Technically, some of these HP max ups I could skip, but with how, like, tight these quick kills are with my HP depletion, you really don't want to skip them. There was another one in Somnus Reef that I got, that I technically could have skipped as well, but it's just not worth it. Here I'm going to do this boss blindfolded, trust me.
Yeah, this is the puzzle boss of the game. Infinite HP, but when you steal the glyph, kaboom.
I forgot to get his medal.
People on their, like, when they're streaming their first playthroughs of this, I've seen people be there for like 15-20 minutes occasionally.
Oh yeah, I don't want to name names, but someone was stuck there for 5 hours once.
What?
I'll tell you who it is later. I don't want to call them out on stream.
Of course not, but that's amazing. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't have expected that, but it is definitely a puzzle boss. Yeah, the fact they didn't give up, I think, is the really impressive aspect of that, and they assume they finished the game.
I think so, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna dedicate 5 hours to Wallman, why not finish the game, you know? So, do you want to talk about what our actual, like, objective in the castle is?
Yeah. So this is the final level of the game, and it is more akin to what you are used to from the Metroid-style Castlevanias. And your goal to open up the final area there is to collect Cerberus's 3 heads, which opens up a gate into Dracula's chamber area. And the first Cerberus head was just collected there. They are scattered seemingly at random throughout the castle, but you do have to go through all of the major bosses in order to accomplish that task. So there will be a little bit of detouring, though, for the coolest movement you've seen in any speedrun. Just book it now. I'm just letting you know. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. No pressure.
Move, say. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you thought the backdash canceling was cool, the rolling? That's nothing compared to this.
Alright, but first I have to make it through this place,
this
the
area
underground labyrinth. So remember what I said about skeletons moving backwards if you're above them? That applies to Nova skeletons as well, so I'm going to be doing a lot of that to manipulate them to move out of my way.
Yeah, I didn't really realize that it applied to every skeleton in the game. That's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
So the glyph obtained right there, I guess it's pronounced Natesco? Something like that?
Yeah, I've never thought about it, to be honest, but sure.
Good. Yeah, so it's the Nova Skeleton beam that you just saw it shooting out there. And it's one of the most powerful glyphs in the game. And combined with other glyphs that Brooke will be using, the special that uses hearts for it is absolutely nonsense. It does a ton of damage on its own, and then combined with the Dominus Agony usage that will be layered on top there, it's gonna be some pretty fast boss battles you see from this point.
Alright, we are coming up...
Good on...
Sorry, you go.
Oh no, that's fine. That's all I was gonna add.
So this boss is like the run killer boss, because we don't have everything we need yet to, like, destroy bosses. So I do actually have to, like, fire Natesco beams and get out the Glyph Union. So this fight is very tough. Let me see if I can do this.
It's a very technical and a risky fight, so give some silence.
Nice.
Alright, there's the phase switch. Oh, didn't even get that far into the phase switch.
Yeah.
Occasionally, like, you're up against him doing a quick swipe at the end there, and that's when it gets really bad. But yeah, that was clean. Can't get any better than that, really. And one thing as well, when you kill bosses like that, having the Dominus Agony active, you do have to immediately switch off of the slot you have it on. Otherwise, you will also die at the end of that.
Mm-hmm. There's no like, grace period. Oops, I want hammer. Here we get a super potion. Yeah, that's going to be invaluable. Any healing we can get is invaluable from this point on.
Yeah, so this is a bit of a secret path they have in there for you to get, I guess I'll call it one of the fastest movements in the game. To some people, to the casual player, this is definitely the fastest movement in the game. But this is not a casual playthrough. This is one of the hardest Castlevania speedruns you can imagine. So there's still a little bit of work to do to go through the extra area of the game called the Training Hall, one of the extra areas of the game. And it's, to put it bluntly, the hardest part of the run.
Alright, let's do this.
Yeah. Just watch and marvel at
Yeah,
this.
I'm not going to say anything, just going to let this speak for itself.
Yeah, you can see already just in the first room, all the slot switching that Brooke had to do to make it through that quickly. Very quick pop of the shield there. And the iframes on that are really not as long as you'd think. That was actually... That's never, like, not a risky thing to do there.
Come on, dude. Alright, so here I'm going to do, I guess, a glitch. I went in and out of this room really quickly, and that deloaded the spikes on this wall. Here's another room you can completely skip.
Yeah, the shield glyph is absolutely amazing. Alright, and...
Alright, seems like I made it out.
All she wrote. So, this huge detour here was to get something even faster than the Rapidus Fio you just saw being used throughout that entire thing. But it's only faster if you combine these hooks with... They're basically magnet hooks that you can summon at will. And so you combine it with the Magnus glyph and can just fling yourself around wildly. It takes a lot of practice to learn to control it well enough to actually make it like good to use in a speedrun. But it does end up being significantly faster once you master it. You can just see, like, this just blows away the movement you just saw from the Rapidus Fio, and gives you a lot of vertical movement as well when you need it. So, yeah, it's crazy. You'll even see sometimes in shorter rooms, Brooke will get through them so quickly that the next room has to take like an extra second or two just to load the one coming up, because it didn't have enough time to call it up in in the one you were previously in. These guys are some of the most annoying enemies in the game. You occasionally are risking game overs just going through that because they can have completely random spawn positions. Alright, clean. Can't ask for much more there.
My eyes are glued to the screen right now. This is wonderful to look at. Love this movement.
Alright, I took some damage there, but it's fine. I have 3 potions that I've been saving for the entire run, pretty much, for this exact moment. Okay.
Calculated the HP all the way down to the last hit, too.
Yeah, I've played this game a couple times.
Yeah, 2 or 3 times, probably. You can see it. Oh, that Blade Master wanted to come with me.
Oh, that's not good. I'm gonna have to tasty meat here.
Yeah, so there is one more minor little detour. Well, I guess technically a couple. There's another equipment piece being grabbed in this room, and that's the final one in the game that will be grabbed, the Valkyrie mask. And now,
Gonna grab this HP max up.
Oh yeah, might as well.
Just to be safe.
And the final piece of equipment, actually, I guess that'll be grabbed right here. I guess there's 2 still. Wow, there's more equipment in this run than I thought. But the most important one is the Death Ring coming up here, which makes it so that if you get hit at all, you instantly die. But the trade-off is even more gigantic stat boost, similar to what you get from the
Nice.
Dominus Agony. So yeah, Death Ring right there would have been game over.
Yeah, even like a Medusa head hit will kill you in 1 hit with Death Ring on. I poofed. That's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, I think you have enough hearts.
Yeah.
fair. But yeah, obviously this is used for bosses to speed them up. There are 3 remaining in this game. But hey, death occasionally can get a scythe spawn in there that's just like incredible. So hopefully we don't see that. Yeah, so that's how fast boss fights are when you have max equipment.
Got the swag orb grab.
Yeah, obviously a rookie mistake that Brooke won't make, but other people need to keep in mind if they ever decide to speedrun this game. Take off the death ring after the boss fights and replace it with the tower ring. It's definitely a mistake I've made a time or two.
Yeah. Gonna tap the save point.
May I slide in here?
Yeah, sure thing.
Yep.
Just gonna be zooming around for a bit.
All right. Just want to say that Mid-Spring Speed Fleeing 2022 is supporting Save the Music, a non-profit charity. Save the Music's mission is to help students, schools, and communities reach their full potential through the power of making music. As one of the leading music foundations in the United States, they support their partners' communities by donating instruments and musical technology, providing support services for teachers, and advocating for music education. To learn more, visit savethemusic.org.
Yeah, an absolutely incredible cause. And yeah, if you are thinking of donating, like there's plenty of incentives and bid wars to donate towards. So
Speaking
keep
of,
it coming, everyone.
Speaking of, we have the Hello Kitty Roller Rescue clothing choice coming up in a few hours here. You can pick the clothing worn by Linkmeister in Hello Kitty's Roller Rescue run later on. Currently, there is $30 towards the denim and $10 towards the swimsuit. So if you want to see that denim, get your donations in. You want to see that swimsuit, get your donations in.
Just to focus back on the game for a quick second, this is a boss that can be quick killed multiple ways, but because of the Redire and Magnus combination, I mean, I'll let it speak for itself, but you are skipping 3 phases of this boss by just flinging yourself over. It's one of the main reasons why going all the way out of your way for this power-up is faster in the speedrun, because 3 phases of that boss fight takes a very long time. Also, I do want to say for the fling theme, this might be the most fling heavy run in the marathon. I'd challenge anyone to have more flings in their run than we're seeing right now.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. So now we have all 3 heads of Cerberus, where we are going to go to the final area. Here I'm going to... No, not on B.
Yeah, those are some very impressive flings as well. Like, it was a lot tighter to get through those enemies without getting hit than you might think.
Oops. Okay, that's fine.
Not even grabbing the Ice Bane.
No, I'm going to.
All out. Oh, okay.
I just...
Yeah, it is a little tricky to grab when you're just going straight up.
Alright, so here's final approach.
This
Final.
area is just a mess, just to put it bluntly. Like, this area is just littered with enemies everywhere that do a ton of damage. pretty much every healing item could potentially be used here. However, another...
Do not magical ticket.
Another big advantage of getting the Redire early is that normally they expect you to have the wings from a little bit of a side detour in this section in order to make it to the final keep, but yeah, the Redire, you just fling yourself up there. The Judgment Wing was very quickly grabbed there. Just to note, it increases the attack power of your specials that use hearts. So now this is the absolute most damage you could ever imagine being done on a boss in this game about to come up. And works out, it's the final boss. So good time for that.
So, yeah, get ready on time.
1382 per hit. Absolutely bonkers.
Time.
There we go.
That was deathless.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That was really good. I have a 10038. If it weren't for the Grave Darkish Troll, that would have been a sub 1.
Yeah, that was sub hour easily, minus the thing we've never seen in our lives.
Yeah, that was so weird. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that. Oh gosh, that was such a good run. That went so much better than I expected, considering I only practiced by, like, listening to Linkin Park and, like, walking my dog and doing things that aren't playing this game.
Hey, sometimes you gotta not do the thing to do the thing, so GG. As the commentator, I'm honored to have been sitting here and getting to watch that, because that was one of the most impressive marathon performances for this game I could ever imagine.
Yeah, I'm stunned, honestly. Thank you. You did amazing on comms. We're not done yet, though.
Oh yeah, we still have a glitch exhibition.
Yes.
That's hype.
Alright.
This game does have glitches, believe it or not.
Yeah, so despite the fact that that was a glitchless speedrun, this game does have glitches. That was a 5730 IGT, wow. So for reference, in case you're curious, my PB is a 5606. I would like to push that down to a 54, but that's like a really hard time to get. So, I don't know if that'll ever happen, but maybe it's one day. But anyway, let's get this glitch demo underway. So right now, this is a new game plus file, which is how I have the Rapidus VO in before even going to Lighthouse for the first time. Thank you all for donating for the glitch demo, by the way. It was $500, which is like a lot of money. So I have the Ignis glyph, which is fire, the basic fire glyph equipped. You're never supposed to have this glyph before coming here, but there's a weird quirk where, and I don't think there's anybody who 100% understands how this works, but if you shoot an Ignis, and I have to focus for this, and then spawn a dust cloud, that dust cloud turns into the elevator, and you insta-kill the crab. The downside is, it crashes the game, so you can't use this in New Game Plus speedruns. And this is a hard crash. If I try to soft reset, nothing happens, so I have to turn off my DS. Turn it back on, and while I'm on this screen, you may have heard a special noise just now. That's not the normal DS screen. That's because PictoChat's gonna wish me a happy birthday, even though it's not my birthday. I just thought that would be cool to show. So PictoChat, this has nothing to do with Order of Ecclesia, by the way. Thanks, Steph, for letting me do this. So this is a trick you can try at home. If you go to PictoChat, go to room A, and rip out the Game Boy Advance cartridge that's in your DS will crash. But depending on what firmware your DS is running, a different screen will happen. I have DS firmware 1, so you don't get a special color. But for example, ROM Scout has DS firmware 2, so his screen turns a grayish blue color. There's like a whole variety of colors that your DS can turn if you
Yeah, if you go into Picto Chat and rip a GBA cartridge out, that's all you need to do to get a wonderful variety of ways for your DS to be angry at you.
Yeah, if you can get dark blue, yellow, magenta, a regular blue, green, purple, all sorts of funny colors, depending on what DS version you have.
And there are fun glitches in this game that don't involve crashing it either.
Which file?
Yeah.
I think it's this. Okay, yeah, it's this one. So now, this game actually has a boss rush mode, and I'm going to go into it as Shanoa. And there's actually one really cool glitch in this run, or in this game, that would be useful in speedruns if we got wings at all. Because with wings, you can actually...
It's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, it's frame perfect.
Yeah, you might be able to tell already, but trying to clip out of the room here, which normally the game wouldn't expect you to do in Boss Rush, but the Boss Rush is located within the main map of the game. It just teleports you to each boss room individually. And
wait,
then
how do you do this?
Conditions on all the rooms.
I think
you just did it. You did it earlier.
I know I did it earlier, but it's not working now. What the heck? Hold on.
I think you do like down left as you hit the.
Oh, it is down left. You're right. I was doing up left for some reason. Blame marathon nerves.
Well,
okay.
There we go.
Alright, so now I'm gonna save here and reset. Not game start. Go back to boss rush. Choose course 2, and now we're playing as Albus, but he has Shanoa's abilities. So this can do a funny thing. So Albus has this flame kick that never ends until he lands. So you can just keep on spinning forever. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, so normally they expect you to like just jump up and down with the flame kick and use your hearts up, but if you have the wings, then you're just invincible forever until you decide to fly down. But yeah, Albus does have all of the glyphs you had equipped technically for Shanoa. I don't know if they're... I think all 3 are usable.
Yeah, but they're like mapped to different buttons. It's really weird. Anyway, this fight is weird in boss rush because you actually have to destroy all 4 parts of it.
Do you?
Yeah, or else he never dies. It's really weird. It's almost like this game is funky and has a lot of quirks. Alright, but now he should die.
So yeah, another variety of using this glitch if you wanted to do some funky stuff to artificially boost your boss rush time, aside from playing as Albus in Boss Rush 2 and just murdering them very quickly with the flame kick, you also have the option of going out of bounds in the Boss Rush 1 with Shanoa and just going straight over to Barlow and getting an incredible Boss Rush 1 time.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna grab that orb so I don't accidentally get one tapped by Drac.
I think like the fastest I've seen is about like 20 seconds for Boss Rush 1, which normally you have to do the crab, so that's just impossible.
Yeah. So yeah, while we wrap this up here, thank you so much for watching my run. It's very rare that I say that I'm like happy with a marathon run, but honestly, this is like one of the best marathon runs I've ever done. So I'm happy. And it's very rare for me to be happy. So thank you Midwest Speedfest for having me. Thank you Rom Scout for commentating. Thank you all so much for the kind words in chat. And yeah, I think that's going to do it for me. You can follow me on BrookeSpeedruns, Twitter, and Twitch. I used to speedrun a lot of Castlevania. I'm kind of pivoting over to being an RPG speedrunner as well. I speedrun Mother 3, The World Ends With You. I'm picking up Persona 4 Golden. I stream a lot of RPGs and Castlevania games and Kirby games. So yeah, if you're interested in that, you can follow me there. And my Twitter is just all sorts of shenanigans. So yeah, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.